Hey everybody, welcome back to Movie Master, where we rank, review, trailer act and talk news about movies, TV shows and video games. Now today, this is a different video on the channel. This is the second one of its kind I've uploaded. These are only rare uploads that will only get uploads at the end of the year. These are the year reflection videos. These videos were made to specifically reflect on the year that has passed. I did one for 2020 and my first year. This is my second year in YouTube. This is pretty much more normal. It's more relaxed. I'm not being perfectionist or anything. If I stutter, it's natural. My dog is here. I'm filming in my bedroom. Yes, there's indeed a Cars poster. And this is going to explain a bit more, because right now it is December 31st, 2021 in New Zealand. So yeah, and it's a very great day. It's sunny outside. If you can see the reflection of the sun from my window, you can see the bright sun beaming. I do not have the light bulb on like I always do for some of my videos. And so far, I'm doing good. This is my PE shirt for my class. You can tell by the crest on my shirt and the company that made it. But nonetheless, yeah, this is my reflection video of 2021 and the final video before the next year. And yeah, to be prequeled, I want to show this. This is one thing I wanted to show that I showed one time, and I just thought it was a cool hat. I thought it was cool, that and a slap band, and you got glasses, so. So yeah, you got that. You got that, man. Yeah, there's a photo mode on here you can take a photo with. And yes, I'm indeed wearing the Marvel slap band that I have. And I'm very happy that I got it back. Well, not got it back, I'm very happy I wore it. But yeah, this is my Spider-Man Santa hat. My dad actually owned this. He used this for his Christmas parades he would do. But I took it from him because I really thought it was cool. He bought these cool Santa hats in stores. And I just thought it was so cool. And as you guys know, these glasses, the origin behind these ones is that actually, to reflect on this, when I began my YouTube channel, my face always looked weird, so I wanted to start my videos off with different intros. If you've seen my early videos, I've tried different intros, and the one I like to sit on is, hey everybody, welcome back to Movie Master, or welcome to Movie Master, where we rank, review, trailer react, and talk news about movies, TV shows, and sometimes video games. I actually got these glasses because my eyes looked weird, and if I made a weird face, I'd rather the glasses be there. That's why I often try to fill in my videos with thumbnails. A few of them don't have them, but yeah. And then these are my auxiliary pair. You may have seen these in some of my videos, and I do indeed do that, and yeah. Overall, what has this year been? Alright, I would say it's been an alright year. It doesn't match up to the good bits that 2020 put up for me. It was alright. It wasn't as good as 2020. Even though I did lose some stuff, lose a family member, I still found it a pretty decent year. Yeah, one of my family members personally had a terrible year this year. I won't disclose their name, but they had a terrible year, and it was alright. It was a new adventure. High school is a very new adventure, considering I was an intermediate when I first started this channel. So, yeah, it's a very weird experience being in high school. It's very different. Some of the people who watch my channel even go to school with me. Most of them do, actually. Well, some of them, luckily, are just brand new people I get to know in the comments. And yeah. And I'm pretty much active on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's pretty much all I'm on. I was on different stuff, but I pretty much canceled some of those. I've had 3 different Netflix accounts, 3 different Instagram accounts. Don't know why, just yeah, both. I've also had 2 TikTok accounts that I'm still active on both of them. My cousin even had it. I got TikTok because my cousin wanted it, and you may have seen her in some of my TikToks if you go to my TikTok page. I don't leave the link in the description, but she's there. I also have 2 other channels, Maximum X and a personal channel that's just for me. That's really good. Sorry, but nonetheless, that's just basically my channel. And in here, you may even get references to previous videos I've made on content on my channel. This is the thing I use to cover the camera before I start the videos, and I let the second timer go up to 4 to 6 seconds just to try and give me time to reveal it. This over here is my speech that you guys may have recognized if you guys watched it from my 9/11 speech video. It had my entire copy of my speech in the entire same format. The only difference between this one and the one you see in video, the one I did in my class was much shorter than the one you guys saw in video. I extended it, and I did indeed write the first 12 pages. The 13 through 17 I wrote myself, so, and I thought it was really good. My next year's speech will indeed be an essay breaking down the character of Spider-Man. Speaking of Spider-Man, I love Spider-Man. It's my thing. I have a mask. I have a Spider-Man mask. I have Spider-Man light switch that doesn't work anymore. I have the Spider-Man DVDs, even though these aren't my favorite movies. They're just ones I have on my set. I have a Spider-Man Santa hat. I have a Spider-Man poster that I haven't hung up yet. I have a bunch of Spider-Man posters around my room. Spider-Man empty Spider-Man action figure boxes. I have a bunch of stuff on Spider-Man stuff, and yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. But overall, I love Spider-Man, and I was very happy to go see No Way Home. I saw it with my friend Caden. It was an awesome experience. It was one of the best experiences, and it's better than Endgame. And nowadays, they're just not spoiling the film. It does so much great stuff. I won't spoil it myself. A spoiler review will be released next year. Well, no, I've already actually uploaded one. I thought the story was well told. The CGI was a bit meh, and some bits, the villains and Spider-Man and stuff. The villains had great CGI. It was Spider-Man and stuff that had a bit of stilted CGI. You could tell it was a bit unfinished in the CGI. The storytelling was amazingly well done, in my opinion. It concludes years of movies, and one thing I noticed is that a lot of people think that the villains live, and I kind of disagree with that. But yeah, in my opinion, yeah, it's just a very unique movie experience, and I was happy with it. But nonetheless, I just thought it was an amazing experience to watch that movie, and I just loved every minute of watching it, and I thought it was an amazing film. And I got to go see it again because me and my friend Kaden were talking about so much how good it was. My mom took me to it, and then we went to it. So pretty much, yeah, we went to that, and then after that, well, then after that, pretty much that was done. And if you're wondering what I'm horsing around with, it is indeed a 3D printout of my name, Nico. Nikau is supposed to be pronounced, but it's actually Nico. Nico, so. Right now, I sometimes question my name, but I don't question it. But nonetheless, that's just that. The experience was amazing, and I thought it was an awesome experience to have, and I just think I don't think I'll ever be able to replicate that again. And I'll be very excited because the old original Spider-Man movie director, Sam Raimi himself, will indeed be returning for Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness. I do notice it's very different from Scott Derrickson's darker toned Doctor Strange film he did back in 2016. It's much more darker than that. It has a much more darker tone than Doctor Strange 2, in my opinion. It has a way farther darker tone than that movie ever did. But nonetheless, it was a really great movie, the first movie, and I'm really excited. I just fell in love with this character and the other side crossovers. It was cool seeing him be a character that could function as a side crossover character. And it was so amazing that the MCU grew so much to include that. And that even now, I love how Sam Raimi likes having an accuracy for comic book accurate outfits, which is why Doctor Strange, if you've seen the Multiverse of Madness trailer, is indeed wearing a more comic accurate outfit that will be seen in future installments. And hopefully, Sam Raimi will indeed return for Doctor Strange 3, possibly Doctor Strange 3, and possibly beyond that in the MCU, and even a Spider-Man movie maybe. But nonetheless, yeah. One thing you guys may not know is, how did I get into superheroes? How did I start talking about these fact characters of fiction and fact? As a kid, I liked Disney, Pixar. I liked animated cartoons. I liked Thomas the Tank Engine as a kid. I liked, Night Garden, a bunch of stuff. Tiki Tour Bus was a New Zealand show that aired here in New Zealand. What's an Australian show that aired here and in Canada and America, I think. And yeah. But my mum would clean around the house and then come in the lounge and put on a movie, and she put on Transformers. And that's why my videos always reminisce on the love I had for the first film. It got me into Transformers, and I really loved the first film. Obviously, the toys were way already sold out, so unfortunately, I could not buy me any, because they came out in 2007, and by then it was 2010, and I had already missed my mark. Transformers 2, however, would still have sold toys in 2010, just I would have been able to find them or buy them. I didn't know they really existed back then. I didn't know toys for that existed. It was a great movie. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I never saw it in theaters because my mom was having me when the movie came out here in New Zealand. June, I believe it actually. Yeah, June it came out in New Zealand in 2007, and my mom didn't get to go see it. She also wanted to see Spider-Man 3, which was coming out in May here in New Zealand, whereas the other two came out in June. For some reason, we love having our movies being released in June for a summer release date or something. Holiday release date. But nonetheless, the film released, those two films released, and my mom had to avoid them because she was busy having a child. But nonetheless, I loved the first film, and I didn't really mind the second film, but the third film kind of dumbed it down for me because that meant no Michaela Baines, played by Megan Fox, was removed from the franchise. And unfortunately, I was saddened, and that was, just hoping a fourth film could make up for that, but it didn't at all. That's why I ended up making a rewrite of the third film to set up for the fourth one. As many of you know, the third one was rewritten with Michaela in there instead. I basically played the plot the same way, just tied up some loose plot holes that the film never covered on. And the fourth film, I am indeed working on a rewrite. Right now, I'm working on this rewrite, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 rewrite project. I'm working on that. I'm working on the second Amazing Spider-Man movie, rewriting that, and writing the Amazing Spider-Man 3 movie. So I'm trying to make those bounce off each other, and then I'll get around to Transformers 4 whenever I can. But yeah, nonetheless, I think it's a really good movie, and it was a really good movie, and I loved them. And then obviously after Transformers 1 and 2, my mom put on Spider-Man 2002. And I was curious because this was the first superhero movie I'd ever seen, and I wondered, wait, so what is this about? And then when he got bit by the spider and started climbing the wall, it just made my mind explode as a child. I wanted to be like him. I wanted to crawl across walls. I wanted to have enhanced strength, speed, agility, crawl across walls, have spider sense, and have webs. I'd be able to shoot webs from my hands. The film was amazing, and I grew up on an alternate cut of the sequel, Spider-Man 2.1. I grew up on an alternate cut. I actually didn't watch the original until I was around 8. My mom got a complete trilogy set for my birthday. That's when I actually saw the original cut. The DVD, I got a digital HD version of it, and it said that, well, like basic DVD, like the ones you have like this, but with the 3 discs in instead of 1. It said that it had the 2.1 cut in it, but I couldn't find it in the film anywhere. But nonetheless, I was still happy with the film, and I loved it. I still prefer the alternate cut 2.1 cut because I did grow up with that. I am one day hoping to play the 2002 and 4 time movie games because back in the day they released time movie games. When I was like a little kid, when I was like born and a lot of my friends were born in 2007 and 8, time movie games were massive back then. It was a massively different time. The current Spider-Man game when I was like 3 was Spider-Man Shared Dimensions, which was just released. And yeah. Overall, it was a great movie, Spider-Man, and I enjoyed it. Later on after that, I'll go on to watch Spider-Man 2.1, Iron Man, the rest of the MCU, and some of the Fantastic Four movies. I never really got into X-Men or Fantastic Four. I never really liked it. And, yeah. DC, I also liked DC. I got into a bit of Batman when I got older. Around 8 or 7 or 8 or 9, I got into Batman. That was when I got into Batman a lot. But overall, yeah, just Spider-Man was more my favorite hero, and I really loved him as a kid. And I still love him as much. I like him a bit more than other heroes in the lineup I love. Like, my second favorite is Deadpool, and then Flash, and a bunch of others. I've already said a list, but nonetheless, I just really love Marvel, and I'm a big fan of those characters and the world that they've made. And I'm happy and proud that Stan Lee did indeed create that amazing world. I never saw Spider-Man 3, but I finally saw it, and I was a bit disappointed because the trailers had pretty much changed what I thought the trailers said it was going to be really great. It was not at all what I thought it was going to be in the trailers. So, it was completely different than what I thought was going to be in the trailers. I was very disappointed about the film. I loved the film at the time, but then I started rewatching and realized it was not as good. At one point I thought it was the worst movie in Spider-Man's history, but then I soon started realizing it's not the worst, it just had its problems. And I thought it was alright nowadays. I think it's alright. The Amazing Spider-Man came out, and I actually saw this as the first Spider-Man movie I saw in cinemas. But it was the fourth movie I seen in cinemas, because I'd already seen Cars 2 in 2011, Kung Fu Panda also in 2011, The Avengers recently, so this was my fourth film. And the only one I went to with my mama for years. My mom banned me from ever going to the cinemas with her specifically again. So the next time I went, it was going to be with someone else. The next movie I went to was Iron Man 3 with my nan. But yeah, it was a decent movie. I hated it at the time, but then they released a sequel that I pretty much ignored until 2015. I thought it was alright, but then I thought they were going to make a sequel, but then they cancelled it and they introduced another one. And at the time, I wasn't really caring for it. I was kind of annoyed that they had another one yet again. I got more excited by the time I got older, and then they made Homecoming. Because my friend Caden got me back into Spider-Man in 2017, and I just got so hyped. I bought a bunch of stuff for Far From Homecoming, which was big for me at the time. I had a poster that I got in a magazine. I had an Empire magazine that you guys can see in some of my videos. I put up another Spider-Man poster. That one I had years when we moved in here back in 2013. But I loved it, and I thought it was really cool. And I even had magazines. I had action figures. I bought a bunch of stuff to prep myself up for the movie, and I even watched Civil War again just to ready myself for the film, and I loved it. Far From Home, then after that was Far From Home, and I thought, yeah, it was alright, but it wasn't the best, and then people shouted it was the best one. My friend Caden had a favorite supervillain was Venom, then Vulture, then Mysterio, and right now I think it's Green Goblin or Venom. And then after that, yeah, No Way Home came out, and that was a blast. Most of the movies I've been to be correct, here's all the movies I've been to in chronological order from 2011 to now. Cars 2 in 2011 was the first movie I went to back in 2011. Then Kung Fu Panda 2. Then 2012 was The Avengers and The Amazing Spider-Man. So 2011, Cars 2. 2011, Kung Fu Panda 2. 2012, The Avengers and The Amazing Spider-Man. That's what I saw. 2013 was Iron Man 3. 2014 was Turbo and Big Hero 6. 2015 was Avengers Age of Ultron. And then 2016 was actually nothing. I don't remember seeing that much. 2017. Now, here's another one. Spider-Man Homecoming, Transformers The Last Night, and Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. 2018 was Avengers Infinity War. And that's pretty much all I saw in most of 2018, I mean. 2019, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home, and that was pretty much it for 2019. Last year, there was no movies coming out, and I never saw any. Sonic the Hedgehog I wanted to see, but I never ended up seeing it. I saw it on Netflix finally, so that was awesome. After that is 2021, and the first movie I think I saw was indeed Eternals. A poor version of a poor movie to go back when you get back in the theaters. It was a very bad experience for me personally. I hated it. I'm a geek fan, but it was a pretty boring movie overall. My mom will like it. I know my mom will like that kind of movie, and maybe my nan, but it was never really my thing. I found it boring, bland, and a pretty uninteresting experience. The kids behind me, oh, my friends, no offense, I'm best friends with some of those people. Like one girl in particular, I'm a really great friend with. But some of her friends, no offense, her name, she's a great person, and she's an amazing person, and I'll just call her Benny's. She may know what that nickname is if she's watching this. She's a great friend, but her friends are very hard to handle. Her friends have not seen a comic book movie before, so they were very shocked about how different it was. Cause yeah, it was very annoying hearing them be shocked about how different this movie was from other interpretations of the films that they've seen. And me and Bradley were just so annoyed because we're trying to enjoy the movie while also being stupid and silly, and we loved it. I loved chatting with this guy. He was a great guy. We'll call him Bradley Coopers, as I'll call him, Bradley Coopers. And I found a fun experience, and I found that he was a Marvel fan, because before then I just knew him as a dude who liked playing mobile games. But then I thought, whoa, he's a Marvel fan. That's awesome. So I found it awesome, and I was really happy about that, and I thought it was the coolest thing to see. And I was sad my teacher, Mr. Carroll, who's one of my favorite teachers, that's what he's called, well, that's what you should call him in school. He was awesome, and I really wish he was there. I know he wouldn't have been this kind of movie. I know it would have been in this kind of movie. He sounded like he was half interested in it, but not really. And I can see why it's a very meh movie. If you want to, yeah, it doesn't do what Shang-Chi did. Shang-Chi felt like it fit into the MCU. Black Widow it already did. WandaVision, it was set after Endgame, so it kind of had its own thing built off from that. Falcon and Winter Soldier, same thing, set after Endgame. Black Widow was set between a point we did not need to know about, and between Civil War and Infinity War, which we already got comics for. It was a waste of time. So much waste of time. And then after that was Shang-Chi, where they actually really nicely instilled it into the universe. Loki and What If, obviously, which was set at a different point of the time. But Shang-Chi was an amazing way to install this into the MCU. Then, well, obviously, there was Eternals, and I found it honestly didn't really feel like it fell in with the MCU. It was a very annoying movie. It was honestly, I got bored sometimes, and I found it very unenjoyable. And the kids around me the kids around me who wouldn't really stop. And not only that, no offense to the back row, but they were just good compared to the rest of the entire row. They just shouted, clamored, were being stupid. When they saw two men kiss in the movie, they went ooh. They clapped really nicely, which was a nice touch. But they didn't. They acted like they'd never seen two men make out before. Two characters in a movie make love and have sex. So yeah, that can just clearly tell you how childish they are, and it kind of shows you. And the teacher who was running it even had to stop the movie, which I was I was not surprised by. She said she never had to do that before, and I can kind of agree. And it was a very annoying experience. But after that was the ultimate one, Spider-Man No Way Home. And that ended off 2021 in a nice way. The day was going pretty meh. It was going a great day, December 16th. December 15th before that was pretty shit. Honestly, I hated that day. Well, not fully hated, but I just really didn't like that day. December 16th was amazing. I woke up, I had a shower, I was excited, I was hyped. Me and Kato were texting non-stop. I was watching a bit of Doctor Who just to pass the time. No pun intended. After that, I kind of left the movie and was enjoying it. We went to go watch it. So I had a shower twice, and then I had a haircut, then came back from the shower, got ready. My mom took me to the cinema, took me to Caden's house. We picked them up. Then she got some cash for us to go to the movie. We went to the movie. We got out of the car. My mom stopped at the door to scan the QR code for the COVID app that's been put on phones in New Zealand. That's the government's been asking in New Zealand for people to download. We went inside the cinema, and we just waited in line. We paid for Spider-Man No Way Home. My friend Kaden bought all the snacks for us. It was very fun. We got some popcorn, some lolly bags, and a drink of Pepsi, regular can of Pepsi. Like they're just the regular cans you can find in the shops. We waited for the film to start, and there were so many people. I thought they were just for something else. And there were teasers for movies like Clifford the Big Red Dog, which I'm actually kind of wanting to see. And then there were release date trailers for Up West Side, West Story Side, which I was shocked by because it had Steven Spielberg as director. And the last movie I remember him directing was, the last movie I saw with him in it was Indiana Jones 4. And I'm sad because I wonder why he's directing West Side Story when he's not making Indiana Jones 5. Something kind of sad. But that movie, yeah, I'm going to see that next year too. I think that's coming out next year, I think. I'm very excited for this movie. I was very excited for the movie, and then we went into the cinema, and I realized how many people were going to be there. Me and Kaden sat at the very back of the cinema seats, on the very end seats, and it was a fun experience. We just loved it. We exploded anytime something came over. It felt like the 14-year-old self of us exploded. And then the young version of us imploded and came back out of us and just covered up. We just became kids again. I just morphed back into my 5-year-old self. I morphed back into my 3-year-old self at the same time, and my friend probably did that the same too. Because as kids, we dreamed of these villains. We used to watch these movies where Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, Thomas Hayden Church would terrorize Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And the spoilers for the film, to actually just to see him there as a childhood, that was a Raimi fan dream. That was a big fat pipe dream we thought would never happen. And if there is indeed a multiverse where that never happened, where there was no Spider-Verse, that would just be the shittiest alternate world I would ever see in my entire life. But that was just an amazing experience. Seeing Andrew, first of all, they just wanted to tease it. And then they showed us Tobey Maguire. It was so fun. And the Spider-Verse storyline, I don't care whoever complains about it. They have their opinion, I have my own. I'm not going to trash their opinion. I just thought the movie was an amazing experience. And I loved it. And I thought it was awesome. I just found it really amazing. And I just thought it was an amazing experience. And then December 17th, I went to go see it with my mom, and we watched again. And I weirdly watched it twice. So the first time was the New Zealand release, then watched it on December 15th, the American, Canadian, and the rest of the world release day. I will indeed be uploading a ranking of all 11 films on January 8th, which is when the film will be released in Japan and the Filipinos, which is when I'll be uploading it. And that's when I'll be uploading the video, and I'll be very much enjoying it. Right now, I'm getting hyped for the new season of Cobra Kai, and I'm very excited for it. I'm watching YouTubers like Strife the Warrior, my favorite Cobra Kai YouTube poster, waiting for him to post another video. I've been watching Strife the Warrior, Cobra Kai Nation, Strike First Media, a new channel I just discovered. Sean Chandler talks about, and even Watch Party. As you know, I'm not really a big fan of him if you've seen the other video I made. But I thought it was amazing, and I'm so hyped that we're going to get a full season of this amazing series. And yeah, I'm going to do a review, spoiler review, all next year. I just want to enjoy it and let it sink in. January 1st, you guys will be just getting an already filmed video of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 rewritten. And it may be a bit choppy, but it's a new, different kind of videos I'm not really used to making. I've only made properly made one of. But I thought it was an amazing movie, No Way Home, and I thought it was amazing. And my Amazing Spider-Man 1 rewrite can tie into No Way Home if people wanted to. But nonetheless, and I'm very happy with it. And I'm excited to do the sequel that I have ideas for. After that is the amazing... After that as well, just some Cobra Kai content where I talk about Cobra Kai on my channel. And I'll be very excited to talk about it on the channel. And yeah, I'll be ranking the first 3 seasons from worst to best. And then, yeah. I'll be very excited to see the series again, and I'll be very happy. I'm even binging through the Karate Kid franchise. I've watched the Karate Kid Part 1. I've watched the Karate Kid in 1984, the Karate Kid Part 2 in 1986, the Karate Kid Part 3 in 1989, the next Karate Kid in 1994, that is indeed canon to the franchise, Cobra Kai Season 1, Cobra Kai Season 2, and now, currently, Cobra Kai Season 3. I gotta finish it before December 31st, so I'm gonna plan on trying to throttle through the rest of the episodes. I think I'm on, like, episode 8, so I got 2 more to go. I may stay up late, because I seem to always stay up late, so I may just stay up late to watch the very first episode of Cobra Kai, and then go to sleep instead. I don't really know. I'll see what I think. Or I may even do the ultimate thing and stay up the whole day. But yeah, that's just my thing. But nonetheless, let's get to something serious now, okay? Somebody in my family, now this isn't a YouTube commenter, this isn't a YouTuber, one family member of mine, and not my mother, and not my nan, my father actually complained about my videos, and as many of you know, if you hear a voice or a big loud voice coming from the door over there, that is indeed my father's office. I have a door right next to his home office, and his room's down the hall. Me and him have a weird relationship. I don't want to get into it. It's a personal thing, you know. I was doing a filming video for Spider-Man, all 11 Spider-Man films ranked, because that was meant to be uploaded around the Boxing Day, but he growled at me because, well, he wanted us to have ice cream. And I didn't mind if he just skipped me, but he growled at me and told me how to do my job. Now, this is the part-time job I have. It's like a part-time job I have. It's not paying me. I'm just doing it because I want to talk about movies. Because as a kid, EvanTubeHD made me realize that I should try and do YouTube. He's my inspiration, and if I ever got to meet him, I would thank him for that, and I'll just get to ask him questions. That's all I want to do. And second person is Sean Chandler talks about, who we've actually interacted with, and as a fan of him, that was just mind-blowing. If I ever got to meet him in real life, that would be awesome. But Evan lives in America, and so does Sean Chandler, who lives in Texas, and that just sucks. Texas is an amazing county. Not dissing it, just it sucks for me because I can't meet him. It sucks for me because I can't travel to Texas because I hate planes, and I can't travel to America America, nor Texas, and meet him. And that'd be creepy if one of his fans showed up to meet him, because one of my other YouTubers like watching Movie Flame. One of his fans found out where he lived. And that's honestly creepy. Yeah, I'm not telling you where I live. All you guys know is I'm in New Zealand. I'm in a little town called something I may have revealed it by accident, but yeah, and I don't want to reveal my address. I'm not revealing my phone number. Don't ask questions like that if you ever want a Q&A. I won't do a Q&A unless I have enough subscribers, around like 40. And unless people want to post questions on it, that's all I'll do if they want a Q&A. But none of my subscribers are probably interested in my questions, so... And if they're repeat questions, I won't answer them. But yeah, if you guys ever wanted me to do a Q&A, just tell me in the comments below if you want to do that. And I'll post a Q&A on my main channel. About a 2-part video maybe if it's too long. But nonetheless, yeah, just tell me in the comments below if you want a Q&A. And if you want to, you can ask me questions on the comments. Okay, if you want to, it's your choice. But yeah, don't ask silly questions, please. Ask just ones that are real. No, don't ask stupid ones. But nonetheless, I'm very excited, and yeah. And with the channel Gun vs. Gun, a channel that I grew up with as a kid on where Nerf guns got turned into real guns. Not actually where they got hurt, but it was really funny videos, and I'm glad they're back. And my childhood just feels like it's returning in a major way nowadays, with Toby and Andrew returning in the film. Now, I wasn't really an Andrew fan as a kid, but I grew to like his Spider-Man. His Spider-Man fascinated me all the time as a kid, because it was a new thing. I didn't really know what a reboot was at the time, and I was very fascinated, and yeah. And fans have been clamoring for Spider-Man 4. I don't really want one. I kind of want them to just do a different thing. We've moved on from the Raimi films and their fans. I grew up with those 3 films, but we've kind of moved away from that. It took me years of moving on to actually get away from the Raimi films, considering I grew up with those. I don't want to relive or rehash the feelings I had to feel when that franchise ended. I don't want to feel like crap like I did back in 2012. I don't want to feel like that again. I felt like crap many times over different things, but that was just one thing as a kid. It was the first of many bad things that would come along. And it was level 1 in which hundreds of other levels would come along and smack me in the face. I just don't really want to see a Spider-Man 4. I love Raimi and McGuire, but I think we're just done. We're just done. We don't really need another film in this installment of a trilogy. Trilogy just leaves it perfect. It's like Transformers. Should have had a 4th movie, but with a new director. That's what I think. But yeah, I know it's yeah, but nonetheless, I'm very happy with how the year went. Overall, it was a great year. But my father, yeah, he did criticize that I should shorten my videos to... With a ranking video, you have to kind of section off the video to talk about different things. And basically, he told me to make a 15-minute video of talking about one movie. And that's basically a review, which is fine, but I've already done that. Like, he'll tell me to not put these 2 in the same video and I rank them. So I can't rank them in the same video. Like, this is the worst, this is the best. I have to talk about them in 15 minutes and make them separate. That's a review. That's what a review is. I've already done both these films and reviewed them. I've reviewed both these movies before. I reviewed them prior to the No Way Home release. I'm kind of tired because I've been on YouTube way longer than my father. I've been doing this since 2020. I've attempted to try and make a toy channel the way I review toys. That flunked. I tried to do a second time with toys. It flunked. Then I did movies. It flunked. Did movies again. It flunked. So this was my 3rd attempt of doing a movie channel, and it succeeded. And I tried all year, most of 2020, to push out as many videos as I could. And by 2021 now, I kind of lower the video rate down nowadays because, well, 1, I'm lazy. 2, I have a life I want to do. 3, I have school. And luckily, if you guys noticed, after school ended, a rush of videos came pouring in because, well, no more school. That's one thing I think my cousin should learn, who's in primary school leaving into intermediate. When high school kind of comes into your life, it kind of takes over everything. With high school, for me, not to mention my part-time job working with my dad on the radio, my doing YouTube, doing my life, and doing other hobbies, and hanging around with my family and friends, I kind of have to jumble it all around. And my cousin not only will have to jumble intermediate and Kappa Haka practice, because she'll be signing up for that, she also has to deal with personal life and her own issues inside her, and friends and all that. And crushes, because, well, it's 12. You're 11 and 12. Hey, you're supposed to have a little bit of fun. Don't know why people find that fun. love is amazingly beautiful, and I support it. But I'm not gonna get a girlfriend. To answer why, I don't want one. But nonetheless, the main point of that is that my dad criticizes my videos. The reason I don't like it is that my mother criticized me. If you guys know, I do sometimes pick my nose, being stupid, and that's why I had this that I used. It was a script. It would say, keep your hands away from your face. Intro, this is my opinion only. You can put your ranking in the comments below. No spoilers, 3, 2, 1. I ended up changing the script up and making it my own, but I pretty much keep this here for no reason, but I just like it there. But overall, yeah. But my mother actually watched one of my videos, and I kind of like that she critiqued it, but watched it first before critiquing. I wish my dad would not criticize my stuff, especially YouTube, before he watches it. He says I won't get paid, and I know I won't get paid, because I need like 1,000 subscribers or something to get paid. I may not get a YouTube play button, but I will find my audience. I've already found my audience, and I know you guys aren't always interested in movies, but it's what I love to talk about. And hopefully one day, you guys will find some of my videos interesting to you guys. And thank you guys for those who subscribed. Of the 35, I think, subscribers, or 32, I don't know. I think 32 or something subscribers I have. Only 32, I think. It's only around in the 30s. Just the regular 30s, not 300 or anything, just 30s. My goal would to be hitting 100 subscribers. It's not a major goal. It's not a major thing, but going for 1,000 is too much. 100 would be good amount. If I hit 100 subscribers, yeah, that would be just amazing. Because the first few subscribers were indeed my parents and my friends. But yeah, my dad is the only one who isn't subscribed, nor has he actually watched a single video. And he treats radio, which he works in radio business, and I work on YouTube. And he treats it like they're the same, one of the same. I don't really have a job, part-time job with my dad, and this is pretty much the first 2 jobs I've had in my life. Like, I haven't had an official job that pays me. This doesn't pay me, but it's technically another job I've had. And my dad complains, saying that his audiences are the same. Let's break something down. Cruise FM is a radio station. It's mostly listened to by old people. Now, this is something I've been tired of hearing my dad talk to me about. My dad thinks I'll get popular because I work in radio. That won't happen. Because none of the kids in my school will not give 2 damns about an old guy who runs a radio station. No one will care about that. Because that is not interesting nowadays. Radio is only interesting to old people or young people who like radio. It is not interesting to most people in my school. No people in my school even know I work with them. Caden and a few of my friends will actually know I work there because I told them. Not because they listened, because I told them. Only one person actually found out about, actually is a big fan. There's actually one kid out of millions of other people who were older than him. One kid is a big fan of my dad's radio. And that's a great thing, but he says that our audiences are the same. They're not. They're older working class people. My audience is younger people who are pretty much only have part-time jobs or just normal kids living their lives. There's only like a few, I'm not dissing, there's only like a few people in my subscribers who are working class people. Not working class, they're working people who work every day to try and help them and their families they have to take care of, and their friends, their roommates. Well, that's why my dad can't criticize something I have, because he's never done it. I know the realm of YouTube. I don't know it that well because I still got to learn, because it's my early years. Every YouTuber finds their stride when they got in the biggest success. Will I hit success? No. I never do this for the money. If you guys think I do this for the money, I've never done it for the money. I thought of that at one point, but I realized I'm not going to get money. I do this because I love movies. I've loved movies since I was like 5 years old. And talking about them way too much in front of my family, literally, I wouldn't shut up about it. So, getting to talk to you lovely people out in the world about this. And that's true, every word I say about you guys being lovely people. Getting to talk to you guys about it is amazing. And I know all you are not big movie buffs, but I know you guys love to watch me do this stuff. Because what else would you turn into a 14-year-old kid who's just, who has a squeakiest voice, half-grown mustache, a bit of a guts, and really weird-looking, very dark brown hair, although I can see why it looks black. It is indeed brown. I can't really see it. It's kind of what my mother went through this when she was my age. It went from like brown to black, and it was indeed brown. It is brown. It just turned to black for some weird reason. It's kind of weird. I think it's just a very dark brown or just completely black. Cause, yep, see, you can see brown. It was brown tips in there. Just very, very deep. But overall, I'm sorry I shouldn't be dissing my father on a video about it. But that's the thing. This is my YouTube channel. Movie Master is mine. The title wasn't mine, but one day it will be. But this channel, I run it. My mom and dad believe in me. They believe in what I should become. I run this channel. And if my father is watching this, I run this channel. And he won't do anything to change that. So don't expect anything to change that much. I will upload differing content. No horror stuff like I already said. I made a entire video explaining that entire thing. But overall, it's my channel. I run it how I love it. And yeah. And if you guys do not like the way I run my channel, that is fine. We can have disagreements. But when it comes to my father, he tries to make it sound like he's a big fat know-it-all. Like he knows everything on planet Earth. And he doesn't know everything. He doesn't know a single thing about superheroes. Because if you look at me and his personalities, we're completely different. So, yeah. And YouTube, he doesn't understand that either. He just uses it to watch it. The stuff I watch and review is different from his. When somebody reviews something, it's a small tool that you can easily just break down for like 7 to 10 minutes. My reviews involving me having to go 15 or even longer minutes breaking down a movie. Look at High Top Films. Look at Channel Pop. Look at all these legendary essay people who review and break down stuff. Even the YouTube channels I know who review and break down stuff. It takes more than over 15 minutes to make a video about that. That's what I have to do. I have to watch a movie, break it down, watch the movie again, and possibly again, break it down, go behind the scenes, go online, look up what happened, find factoids that are accurate on YouTube, because there are some fact channels on YouTube that are correct, and then find all this and collect it, and then make a script or a template on one of my journals, and then film me saying it to you, and then after that, I detail the video, put the thumbnail, upload it to YouTube, and boom, you got a review of a movie or a TV show. But my father doesn't understand that because he knows nothing about movies. He knows nothing about any of this stuff. And he says I may be wrong, but I'm a comic book fan. I know a lot of stuff. I would one day get to the greatness of legendary comic book knowledge people. And I think Stan Lee had created some of the best superheroes. Spider-Man, and comparing Spider-Man to Shazam as a movie character or as a comic character, nope, you can't compare him to Shazam. Shazam and Spider-Man aren't one and the same. Yeah, it's a kid, but Spider-Man doesn't go Spider-Man and then morphs from Peter Parker into Spider-Man. That doesn't know. But what I love about Spider-Man is that he's covered head to toe, which wasn't actually supposed to happen. But it was a great thing he did because you don't know who's going to be under there. That's what you gotta love. I never really thought about me under the mask, but sometimes I wonder. When I was a little kid, when I saw Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man swing across the buildings, I go, what if that was me as Spider-Man? What if I could have his powers? What if I could put on the mask? What if I could have this guy's mask? I know it's Andrew Garfield, but what if I had this guy's mask? Or his other suit that looks quite good, actually, and swing around the city in red and blue spandex. Beat up criminals on the street. Save the world and the cities and towns. But there already are people like that. But different. Working class people, firefighters, police officers, all that. Spider-Man and comics were created to take you into an imaginary world. That's why I love superheroes, and I wish some people like my cousin, who would need an escape from reality, need that. They need heroes like Spider-Man or the Avengers. They need heroes like them to take them out of the real world. I have my own problems, different from my cousins. My cousin has different issues. I have different problems, like anybody. I'm autistic. And you kind of have to get used to it. And you kind of get used to being misunderstood by a lot of people around the world. I'm not guilt tripping you guys, I'm just telling you the truth. I often have to I had to try and get used to being shunned by a lot of people in my schools, and often had to try and act. If you see me in the streets, I act quite casual. Depending if I know you or not, I may act quite casual towards you, depending if I know you or not. But I may be a bit wary if you run into me on the streets. For those of you who may live in New Zealand, you may run into me on the streets. And I may be quite nice, because, well, yeah, who knows? I'm mostly quite nice. How I act on camera when I'm quite nice and normal is pretty much how I am. Angry, depending. When I have angry videos, that's not actually how I am. That's just how I'm feeling at the moment. When I'm off camera, I'm pretty much nice, casual. If you didn't know I was autistic before, if I didn't tell you I was autistic, I'll pretty much look like a casual person. Person who stutters a lot, who's a big fat geek, and likes to read about comics and all that. And pretty much, yeah, you would think that, but since I've built up a casualness of me so much, it doesn't really look like I have autism. And I also have Tourette's, which is why I go like this, or like that, or blink or go. Pretty much while I go like that, it's very frustrating that can sometimes happen. And if you notice when my videos look sometimes messy, the earlier ones look messy because I always did a one take. If I ruined it, I'd restart it. And I pretty much try to do retakes, and sometimes I get tired. That's why I ended up canceling doing a ranking video. I ended up having to cancel it because I was so tired and my dad was interrupting me. But yeah, overall, it's my channel and I run it however I like. But overall, the movie, I loved my YouTube channel. Sorry, I don't know why I say movie. I used to saying that a lot. But yeah, I love my channel. And I love everything. Life can get difficult, but it can also have its happy moments. So that's why I love it. That's why I love comics. When life can get rough, you can always go to comics because they can help you. They just take you into a world where you believe there's somebody who can. When you pick up a comic book, when you read those panels, when you see those amazing people get extraordinary powers and fly through the city like a beaming light of hope, you just feel it. When you see Batman, Bruce Wayne, Rich Boy, aka Batman, prowl across rooftops as the Dark Knight, or Clark Kent as the Daily Planet reporter, and then next day he's Superman, the man of steel, the man of hope, truth, justice, and the American way. Then you got Wonder Woman, an empowering character for all females out there, and one of the first, and in my opinion, the ultimate female hero. The second one behind it has been Spider-Woman. You know, I'm a Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, or Spider-Black. Why do I love Spider-Man? He's my favorite hero. He takes me out of the world and he puts me in his shoes. He's a teenager. He's the person. He's relatable in any fashion in his part of his life. A broken kid, a kid with a family. He can be relatable to him. You can relate to him as a teenager. You can relate to him when he's in college. You can relate to him when he's an adult. That's why my teacher, Mr. Carroll, I feel like he can relate to Spider-Man nowadays, because he's in the Spider-Man in the video games, because just like him. A guy who's now out of college and been a teacher for he's been doing a certain job for a few years, and they're pretty much now in a really great spot in life. And that's why I find him so relatable. He can be relatable when he's in his adult years in the workforce, when he's in college, or when he's in high school, when he's a teenager, when he's a teenager, a teen adult, an adult, and then even an old person. That's relatable, even when he's a small child or a different race, skin color. That's why I think Peter Parker and Miles Morales are the two best Spider-Men. Even though, yeah, I'm not... Ghost Spider is my third favorite Spider-Man. Well, sort of, not really. I like Miguel O'Hara more, but that's what I like. Spider-Man can be an American white person like Peter Parker, an African American like Miles Morales, a Hispanic or Spanish descent like Miguel O'Hara, a girl like Gwen Stacy. That is the amazing bit. Or can be a venomous monster, Venom. That's what you gotta love about his character. He's so relatable. His problems, his trials, his tribulations is like a teenager's dream. I can relate to all three Spider-Man. I can relate to being an outcast who's often a bit outcasted and a bit outcasted from some of his friends sometimes. One who has loneliness and can feel the loneliness he has. Another one who's a big fat geek and loves to read stuff and just loves to do a lot of things. And wishes for more. And has its flaws. That's what I love about his character. When you see heroes like them swinging throughout your comic panels, and then you see them leap onto the big screen. There's just no greater feeling. There's no greater feeling. That's why I loved 2020. It brought back the real me, the me I think I should have brought back. Yeah, I've changed. I play video games more days. I get more into comics. I love movies. I love TV shows. But now I don't know. I know not to over-critique movies and just enjoy a movie. My mom taught me to enjoy a movie just as a movie. When I watch a movie nowadays, I don't watch it to critique it. Like if I watch Tick Tick Boom on the Social Network, I wanted to watch it because of curiosity, and I wanted to enjoy the movie experience. I reviewed both those movies, but I enjoyed the experience I had. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the experience. Every single minute of it was amazing. And I loved it. That's why I love movies. That's why I want to keep talking about movies way too much. And with that, the year 2021 was amazing. It had its trials, it had its tribulations. Overall, I found it an amazing year. It brought me great to the world, it brought me middle, it brought me bad. In the end, it will forge me into a stronger person than I can ever hope to be. I know that it will make me grow into a stronger man than I ever can be. But that was the reflection video for 2021. Thank you guys for another great year on YouTube. Thank you for the support you're giving me over these first few months and the whole year. Enjoy your guys' Christmas holidays, and I'll see you guys January 1st, 2022 for another amazing adventure. That's it, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any content. And make sure to tell me, what do you guys think? Thank you guys for watching Movie Master, where we rank, review, trailer react, and talk about movies, TV shows, and sometimes video games. Like I said, thank you for coming to Movie Master, where we rank, review, trailer react, and talk news about movies, TV shows, and video games. Enjoy 2021, guys, and I'll see you January 1st, 2022 for the Amazing Spider-Man 1 rewrite, okay, guys? I'll see you later. Bye.